December 20th, 2025. Dubai. MISFITS Boxing 23. The so-called fight before Christmas. Andrew Tate versus DeMoor. Now let's be honest. This fight with these two characters is spectacle over sport. It's another example of combat sports handicapping elite fighters, forcing them to play someone else's game. We've seen this before. Conor McGregor against Floyd Mayweather, Nate Diaz against Jake Paul. MMA fighters stripped of their full arsenal, told they can only box. It's like asking a samurai to fight with one hand tied behind his back. When you take away kicks, elbows, grappling, you're not testing the fighter. You're testing how well they can play someone else's game. McGregor undoubtedly would have beaten Mayweather in MMA. Diaz would have choked out or submitted Jake Paul in the cage. And now Andrew Tate, a four-time world champion kickboxer, is being forced into the same box. No kicks, no knees, no clinch, just hands. But let's talk about Andrew Tate. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know the name. Andrew Cobra Tate, four-time kickboxing world champion. A professional record of 76 wins, 9 losses, 32 knockouts. He hasn't fought since 2020, but his pedigree is undeniable. He's a man who's been in the fire, who's faced killers in the ring, and who's come out with belts around his waist. Tate's fighting style was built on precision and timing. He wasn't just a brawler, he was a technician. His kicks were surgical, his counters devastating. He fought across Europe, won ISCA world titles, and carved out a reputation as one of the most dangerous strikers of his kickboxing era. And Tate knows how to make an entrance. At the Dubai press conference, he arrived on his yacht. Calm, composed, like a gentleman. He dismissed DeMoor's antics with ease. When DeMoor tried to bait him into betting his Bugatti, Tate simply explained it wasn't a fair wager. He didn't need to shout. He didn't need to posture. He controlled the room with composure. Now, Andrew Tate is no stranger to controversy. He's been one of the most talked-about figures on the internet for years. His outspoken views, his polarizing persona, his battles with mainstream media, all of it has kept his name in headlines. But here's the thing. Controversy doesn't erase accomplishment. It doesn't erase the belts, the knockouts, the years of training. And in the fight game, respect is earned in the ring, not on Twitter. Tate has always carried himself with confidence, sometimes brash, sometimes provocative. But when it comes to combat sports, he's shown respect for the craft. He's shown discipline, and in this fight, he's shown composure. Gentlemanly demeanor at the press conference, refusing to be dragged into circus antics. That's the mark of a champion. Now let's look at DeMoor. Reality TV star, former football player, MISFITS heavyweight champion. But let's be clear, he's not a household name. He's known more for antics than fighting pedigree. At the press conference, he was loud, brash, desperate to go viral. He shouted, he tried to bait Tate, he challenged him to ridiculous bets.
Champion DeMoor!
It was theater, but it wasn't respect. This is the contrast. Tate, the fighter's gentleman, the composed champion. DeMoor, the loud reality star, trying to win the crowd with antics. It's the battle of substance versus spectacle. And here's where Dojo Television stands. We don't like these handicapped fights, though the hype makes them fun to watch. We don't like seeing warriors stripped of their weapons, but we call it like we see it. Andrew Tate, even in a boxing-only match, has the fundamentals, the composure, and the mental toughness to win. Yes, he hasn't fought since 2020. Yes, he's stepping into a rule set that limits his arsenal. But the prediction is clear. Andrew Tate. The odds reflect it. Tate enters as the heavy betting favorite, and it's not hard to see why. His timing, his power, his experience, they're all levels above DeMoor. And let's not forget, Tate has been training. Even during his layoff, he's kept himself sharp. He's posted glimpses of pad work, sparring, conditioning. He hasn't let himself go. He's a fighter at heart, and fighters don't just stop being fighters. Many fighters have more battle scars from training than the fights themselves. We've seen many of his black eyes and injuries from sparring showing his dedication and grit. So let's summarize. December 20th, Dubai. Andrew Tate versus DeMoor. A fight that handicaps a champion, forcing him to box only. A fight that echoes McGregor versus Mayweather, Diaz versus Jake Paul, except the outcome. But Dojo Television calls it Andrew Tate by knockout. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know Tate. DeMoor? Not a household name. December 20th, Dubai. Expect fireworks, expect a knockout. This is Dojo Television, and this is our prediction.